The truth was never outside of you. Why are we looking everywhere but within? From the moment we're born, we're conditioned to look outside of ourselves for answers. Schools teach us what to think. Religions tell us what to believe. Society defines success, happiness, and even our sense of identity. But what if the truth was never out there? What if the answers we've been chasing were always within us, waiting, whispering, but drowned out by the noise of second-hand knowledge? Krishnamurti wasn't just asking why we accept what others say. He was pointing to a deeper question. Why do we think we need to? Let's break it down. If truth is within, why are we still borrowing other people's beliefs like their library books? We collect beliefs like books on a shelf, never questioning who wrote them, where they came from, or if they even belong to us. But truth isn't something you borrow. It's something you realize. When you rely on someone else's belief system, you're just reading a story that someone else wrote. And the question is, do you even resonate with the story, or did you just pick it up because everyone else did? Why accept what someone else says when you have direct access to the source? Middleman optional. Imagine you're standing next to a river, dying of thirst, and instead of drinking, you wait for someone else to bring you a cup of water. That's how we treat truth. You don't need a priest, a guru, a teacher, or a book to connect with what's already inside you. Middlemen are optional. The source was never further than your own awareness. If wisdom is inside me, does that mean I've been ignoring my own notifications? Yes. You get gut feelings. You get flashes of insight. You have moments of clarity that feel true before doubt creeps in. But instead of trusting them, you swipe them away like unread notifications. You let the world tell you what's right, what's real, what's possible, while your inner knowing sits there, waiting for you to open the message. Time to check the inbox. When Krishnamurti said, "Be a light unto yourself," did he mean we've been running on someone else's electricity? We don't trust our own power. Instead, we plug into someone else's. We look to teachers, leaders, traditions, anything to tell us what to do, think, and believe. But if you're always running on someone else's electricity, what happens when the power goes out? You never needed to plug in. The light was already within you. Tapping into inner guidance is free, unlimited, and never crashes. Why settle for second-hand knowledge? Google can go down. Wi-Fi can be spotty. Even the most trusted sources contradict themselves over time. But your inner guidance, always available. No signal loss, no buffering. So why do we trust books, institutions, and experts over the one source that never fails? Because we've been taught to believe that second-hand knowledge is more reliable than first-hand experience. But have you ever noticed that the deepest truths resonate not because someone told you, but because they remind you of something you already knew? If I need someone else to tell me the truth, is it the truth or just a well-wrapped opinion? Truth isn't something that can be handed to you. If it can be given, it can be manipulated. If I tell you something is true, how do you know? Because I said it? Because it sounds good? Because it fits what you already believe? A well-wrapped opinion can feel like truth until you realize truth doesn't come with a label. It's not a product to buy, an idea to adopt, or a philosophy to defend. It's something you recognize within yourself. God's signal doesn't get weak, so if I'm not hearing it, who's got their hand on the volume knob? If divine truth is always present, then why do some people seem disconnected from it? Because something or someone is turning the volume down. Fear, doubt, noise from the outside world. The belief that you need an interpreter to connect to God. These are all filters that distort the signal. The truth was never silent. We just learned to drown it out. If truth is eternal, why do people keep updating their belief systems like software patches? Real truth doesn't change. It doesn't need updates, revisions, or patches to fix contradictions. Yet people shift their beliefs constantly, adopting new ideologies, adjusting old ones, redefining what they know to be true. So what were they believing before? If it was true, why did it need to be changed? Maybe they were never standing on truth, just a version of it that was convenient for the time. Krishnamurti asked, why should we accept what others say? The real question is, why do we think we need to? From childhood, we're conditioned to look to authority. Parents, teachers, leaders, they all tell us how the world works. And without questioning, we accept it. But who said they were right? Who said they weren't just repeating what they were told? The deeper question isn't why we accept what others say. It's why we assume that we don't already know. If you have to be told who you are, is it identity or just another label someone stuck on you? Who were you before the world gave you a name, a nationality, a religion, a belief system? If your entire identity was built on what you were told, then is it really you, or just a collection of labels? Real identity doesn't need validation. It doesn't need to be explained, justified, or accepted. It just is. The question is, will you remove the labels and see what's left? Final thoughts. Stop looking outside. You were never missing anything. We've spent our whole lives chasing knowledge, wisdom, and validation from external sources. We trust books over intuition, teachers over insight, doctrines over direct experience. But the truth was never missing. It was never out of reach. It was always within you. The only thing left to ask is, are you ready to listen?